Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I am super excited because I'm going to be embarking on a 1-week plastic-free challenge. And I'm sure we've all seen videos and heard stories of the impact that plastic pollution is having on our planet. Whether that's the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, where you have literally tons upon tons of plastic trash floating around the Pacific Ocean, or the fact that in the United States only about 8% of plastic waste actually gets recycled. It's some heavy stuff, and while I know that I can't single-handedly solve the world's problems, I think it's important that we all consider the role that we're playing in this and the impact that we can have. So with that in mind, I am excited to dive in on this week-long plastic-free challenge. But let's start off by talking about some of the specific rules that I'm going to be trying to follow during this challenge. Over the next 7 days, my goal is to eliminate any single-use plastic. So that's going to include things like takeout containers, saran wrap, plastic straws, coffee cups, those plastic and film bags that groceries often come in, and so much more. And the reason why I want to try to specifically focus on eliminating single-use plastics is the fact that they typically can't be recycled and almost always end up in the landfill. So that's the plan, and I am so excited to dive into this. I really hope to take away some new habits from this challenge, as well as hopefully to better understand my personal use of plastic. Before we get into this though, I did just quickly want to thank Earth Hero for partnering with me on this video. And if you've never heard of Earth Hero before, Earth Hero is like the eco-friendly version of Amazon. Their mission is to make sustainable shopping easy, accessible, and cost-effective for everyone. They have over 160 brands with over 4,000 different eco-friendly products. So if you're looking to shop more sustainably or in a way that's going to be better for the environment, they really are incredible. And Earth Hero has hooked me up with a few items that will be incredibly helpful as I take this challenge. So I'll highlight them throughout the video, but if you're interested in checking Earth Hero or the products that I mention out, I'll have them linked up in the description box below. And know that if you're a first-time customer with Earth Hero, you can actually use the code Ashlynne10 they've given me for 10% off of your purchase at checkout. All right, well, let's get this challenge started. Be sure to hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already, and let's get right into this. Okay, so today is day 1 of the challenge, and it is 3:51 p.m. Today I have honestly not eaten very much because this morning I went to go make myself a smoothie and discovered to my great disappointment that the spinach I use for my smoothies, wrapped in plastic, blueberries, also in plastic, and it's very much the single-use type of stuff that I'm trying to avoid. So immediately recognized a challenge, and I think the first order of business is going to be to go grocery shopping. I'm going to quit working a little bit early today and head to the grocery store. So why don't we go get ready to do that right now, and hopefully we can find some package-free foods, or at least plastic-free foods that I can eat. I wanted to show you guys kind of what I'm bringing with me to help reduce some of the single-use plastic. So first off, right here I have my reusable cotton bag, and in it I'll stick other reusable bags that I can use to hold the groceries themselves. I'm also going to be bringing a couple of these little, they're called eco bags, which essentially like you can put produce in them. It allows you to skip using the film bags that you put the plastic bags into. There's a lot of plastic involved in groceries, I am quickly discovering. I'm also going to be bringing my Clean Canteen reusable water bottle, but I need to fill this up first. Then obviously I have my cloth face mask because COVID is still a thing. And then my wallet. I think I'm going to try going to, usually I shop mostly at Trader Joe's, but I think I'm going to try going to Whole Foods as well. It is a lot more expensive, so I try not to shop there too frequently, but I do know that they have a good bulk section. So I want to try checking that out, and I'll let you know how I get on. Okay, just got back from the grocery store and this is the haul. I was able to find a lot of things package free,
although I couldn't find anything that didn't have these little stickers on it, so I think that's going to be one thing that I'm not able to get rid of over the course of this challenge. I was able to find, corn, apples, nectarines, peaches, bananas. I shared those already. Oh, and these are some potatoes that I got as well. Thinking we might make some baked potatoes out of those. And then I was able to find this spaghetti in cardboard, and I did check, I saw this little plastic looking thing, and I did check the box and it says that this thing is recyclable, so we're good on that front. It actually took me going to 2 to 3 different stores to find that, so that was challenging. I have some certified humane eggs in cardboard. We have soy sauce that I found in glass. Same thing with this wild honey, black peppercorn refill, almond extract, and what's this? Roasted garlic marinara sauce. So this is the one thing that I kind of am having to make some compromises on, is I could not find any kind of protein, whether that is meat, Beyond Burgers, I don't know what else, like tofu. I checked the meat options, I checked the non-meat options. Basically anything high protein I found is covered in plastic. So my solution was just to buy the biggest bags or the biggest like plastic packages of the meat as I possibly could. So I got this thing of chicken breast tenderloins from Trader Joe's, as well as this barbecue cut salmon, 4 pieces. So that'll be 2 meals for Christopher and I. So I think that's going to have to be my solution in terms of protein. I'm sure I could live off of, like I said, apples and oats right here. Could live off of that for a week, but my goal here is to find some sustainable habits that I can use, and so I think this is just going to work better and be more practical for us. That is everything I got. Let's make some dinner, and then I think I'm gonna try making some bread later.
Hello everyone, and welcome to day 2 of this plastic-free challenge. As you guys just saw, I made some homemade bread overnight and decided to incorporate that into my breakfast, which I'm having an avocado toast with eggs, homemade bread, and some green onions. And I think this is actually an entirely plastic-free meal, so I'm excited to dive into this. But before I do that and get on with the rest of my day, I did just want to show you guys one of the swaps that I'm wanting to make. And let me grab these real quick. I have kind of gotten into the bad habit over the past few years of using saran wrap or plastic wrap for items that didn't necessarily fit any of the reusable containers that I had. So I have a Tupperware set, which I use as frequently as possible, but for certain things like the loaf of bread here, I don't have anything that really fits it. And so I've just used plastic wrap to cover it up so that it doesn't go stale. And so I wanted to try out these bees wrap, and it's kind of beeswax that you can use to wrap up and preserve your food. And I figured this challenge would be the perfect time to just try to make that switch. So I've got a couple different sizes here. So I'm going to use this small little one to preserve the other half of the avocado that I ate. And the really cool thing about these is that you can kind of mold it around whatever food that you're having, and so it ends up acting, you know, very similarly to plastic wrap, but the big difference here is that it is reusable. So there's the little avocado, and then I got this
big one. And throw the bread in here, do a little wrapping action, and then you kind of use the heat from your hands to bring it together. And voila, we have our wrapped bread. So I would say that this one is a big win for me because I have always felt guilty about using that plastic wrap, but not owning any of these bees wraps, I kind of just, I don't know, I guess went about my business doing that. So I'm really excited that we have an alternative now. Wanted to share that with you guys. That's like a small plastic-free win for me. It really is. And yeah, I'm going to eat my breakfast now and I'll catch up with you later. So as you guys just saw, I just made myself, this is probably going to be very hot, I just made myself a delicious looking Earl Grey tea. And this is just one of those small ways that for years actually I've been trying to little by little reduce my waste. If you haven't tried loose leaf tea before, definitely give it a try. It's something that you can really easily find in bulk. Almost any loose leaf tea store will have a bulk option, and so you can just bring in your container, fill it up, and you're good to go. Just wanted to share that little tip though, and now I am going to enjoy this tea. All right, today is day 3 of the challenge. So far this morning I have had a lovely plastic-free breakfast, and then I have just been tootling about the house, editing videos, filming videos, tidying things up, etc. But tomorrow I am actually going to be going out of town overnight for my sister's wedding shower. So I thought it would be fun to show you guys a little bit about what I'm trying to do to make sure that I can stay plastic free while traveling. The biggest aspect of that, I feel like it has been during this entire challenge, is going to be talking about the food. My plan, my strategy, because I'm going to be driving there while I would typically eat breakfast, is that I'm going to create some overnight oats that I'm going to be putting in this little mason jar, leaving it in the fridge overnight, and then it should be delicious for tomorrow. And then I also have a very ripe mango, which I don't think is going to last until I get back. So I have this little stasher bag here, which is a reusable silicone bag, so that I don't need to use a Ziploc bag or anything like that. And I'm going to put the mango in here. I will show you guys my process and put the recipe up on the screen that I'm following, so if you want to try it yourself, you definitely can. Good morning, everyone. Today is day 4 of the challenge, and like I mentioned, I'm actually going to be heading out of town on an overnight trip, leaving pretty soon here. It's like 8 a.m. and so I just wanted to show you guys what I'm bringing with me. First off, I am going to be taking my Clean Canteen water bottle, but the other thing that I'm going to be filling up right now is I'm going to be putting an iced coffee in this little to-go mug. I have my utensils. Oh, I am also going to be bringing, so I am trying to not use napkins as much because once again, they come wrapped in single-use plastic, even if they aren't plastic themselves. So this is another Earth Hero find. These are unpaper towels where it's just like this very absorbent natural fiber cloth. So I'm just gonna maybe wrap up my utensils in here. Yeah, trying to do this one-handed is tough. So utensils, these are just bamboo. I've had these for a long time. So you have this, grab my water, and let me grab the food from the fridge and we're good to go. Okay, so we have our completed kit now. These overnight oats look really good though. And then we have our mango in the stasher bag. Okay, well I'm going to pop all of these into my reusable bag right here. It already has some beach stuff in it. But I'm going to pop these into here and then we shall be on our way.
Good morning, everyone. Today is day 6 of the challenge. Sorry I missed yesterday. It was a bit of a crazy one, but I am now back in Charlotte. I am going to get ready and then I want to kind of give you a bit of a recap on the weekend. Okay, so makeup is on. I am feeling good. I don't know what it is, but I always just feel a little bit more ready to face the day, more awake when I put on makeup, so I'm feeling good. I did just want to talk about this weekend and some of the wins and also some of the failures that I had. Because I think there was a bit of both, but I'm all about trying to use this challenge as an opportunity to learn and to grow. So some of the wins that I had this weekend, I show you guys the food that I was packing, the mango and the overnight oats, and I had those on the trip. They were delicious, drank all of my water, drank my coffee, really enjoyed it too, which was amazing. While we were there, we also did, so it was for a virtual bridal shower, but there was my sister and I and a few other people were actually going to be there in person and I was hosting it. So we ended up getting some donuts, which came in cardboard and was, at least in our city, recyclable, or in Raleigh was recyclable. So we got those. We bought some like loose fruit, so we were able to largely avoid plastic for that too, which was fantastic, even though that wasn't necessarily for my personal consumption. Since I was buying it during the time of this challenge, it felt good knowing that I was reducing plastic even for an event that I was hosting. I think when it comes to the failures, kind of to talk about that for a second, that I would say mostly came yesterday. I would say it wasn't necessarily for a lack of trying. I was actually doing some engagement pictures for friends of mine. And so it was supposed to be a warm day, so I tried planning ahead and I packed, I showed you the 2 containers I had. I had my water bottle as well as reusable coffee mug, and I had actually filled both of those with ice water, kind of knowing that it was going to be a hot day. But I didn't realize quite how hot it was. I think within the first hour I drank it through both of my water bottles, and we were kind of out hiking a little bit, kind of on a long walk where there wasn't necessarily even access to water. So I had drank through both waters, ended up getting picked up from that engagement shoot, feeling very lightheaded, not having had enough water, and so in the interest of my health and safety, ended up stopping at a Dunkin' Donuts and just getting this like massive 32-ounce water cup that was just filled with ice water so I could rehydrate myself, which yeah, definitely was some single-use plastic that I wasn't thrilled about having. But at the same time, I think that it's important that we understand that in as much as, you know, it's great to be plastic free and we want to be sustainable, that it's important to put health first. And I honestly believe that I would have fainted if I had not gotten that water. But I think that's what this is all about, really, is learning, growing, and hopefully not dying in the process, not fainting, not passing out. Yeah, so I will catch up with you guys in a bit. Hey guys, good morning, or I should say afternoon. It is 1 p.m. right now. Today is day 7, the last day of the challenge. So really exciting. I am going to be eating right here. I have, last night our neighbors dropped off some cucumbers that had grown fresh in, I think it was their grandparents' garden, and I guess they gave them a ton of them. So I figured I would turn these into a little snack. A few years ago, I was in Moldova, and apparently a big snack in Moldova, which I learned on that trip, was that they like to have cucumbers and honey together. And I really fell in love with it during that trip. So I figured I would have these beautiful, freshly grown cucumbers with some of the wild honey that I picked up last week, and just kind of make that a nice little afternoon snack. I'm probably gonna make myself a bit of a bigger lunch in a little bit here, but wanted to have these for now. So that was a nice little snack, and then I just decided to use the remaining cucumbers that I didn't feel like eating to make a little infused water, which is really good. I like if I ever have a little bit of extra fruit or cucumber, just throwing that in my water just to give it a little bit of flavor. But with today being the last day of the challenge, I just wanted to check in and kind of, I guess, wrap things up in a bow and talk a little bit about what I'm going to be taking away from this challenge. I want to start approaching sustainability the same way that I approach minimalism. There are some people who look at minimalism and say, okay, I need to own nothing. I have to have completely blank walls. I have to own just the essentials. And for me, I don't think that's necessarily practical, and it definitely isn't for everyone. But I think that everyone can understand and get value from living with less and only owning the things that they use and that brings them joy. And so that's what I want to do with sustainability, is figure out, okay, so obviously there is an extreme we can go to, but how can I begin to make sustainability just a habit that I practice and integrate into various aspects of my life so that I might not be completely zero waste, but there are a lot of small changes that I can make over time to be more sustainable and to have a lower environmental impact. So I think I'm going to end this challenge here, but thank you so much again to Earth Hero for really just inspiring me to take this challenge, as well as for setting me up with some of the gear to help me get started in just that journey towards sustainability. The beeswax wraps, the reusable cloths, they have so many incredible, just more eco-friendly options on their website. So if you are looking to really just take sustainability to the next level in your life, definitely check them out. I'll have the products that I used in this video linked below, like I mentioned before, but they really are an awesome company and I just love what they're doing. And if you do check them out, don't forget that you can get 10% off using the code Ashlynne10 at checkout. That is everything that I have for you today though, guys, but if you have any sustainable tips or just lower waste recommendations, definitely be sure to let me know what those are in the comments below. That is everything for today's video though. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.